Borderlands 4 is finally here, and if you're anything like me, the first question on your mind is simple. What's the best early game farm for gear and legendaries? Well, good news, we found one, and it's insanely easy. It's going to set you up for the first half of the game without even breaking a sweat. Now, there are really only two requirements you need before this farm opens up for you. Now, firstly, you got to complete a story mission, and don't worry, it's not far in the game. Like I said, it's going to be probably the second mission in the game that you'll complete. It's the main story mission recruitment drive, which I believe is the Claptrap introduction mission. So you just go, you take over the safe house, and then you're good to go. Boom, that mission finishes. You'll probably complete it within the first half hour of playing. I believe it's the first mission that you actually complete after, or the first main story mission you complete after leaving the prison. Now, secondly, you'll need a little bit of cash for the brand new Encore mechanic. Don't worry, I'll explain how it works in just a second, but that's really the only two requirements that you need. You just have to complete the second main story mission, and then you'll also need to have a little bit of cash on hand. The cash scales with your level, so the higher level you are, the more cash you'll need, but the lower level you are, the less cash that you will need. So now that that's sorted, you completed the mission recruitment drive, simply just head to Splashstone, which is right inside of the Riptide Grotto. Just pin the Moxxi's big Encore, simply teleport to your first claim safe house, and then glide down into the grotto. You'll have to hop into your vehicle for a second, and then that's it. You'll be there in a minute flat. It's really not too difficult. Again, really shouldn't take you that long. And then obviously, if you do have to save and quit, or you have to leave or anything like that, you will spawn significantly closer. You won't have to do this run every single time, again, because of the new Encore mechanic. But simply go to literally the first safe house that you claimed, jump off, glide down towards the Riptide Grotto, and then just run over to the Moxxi's big Encore that you pinned on your map. Boom, there you are, you're back at Splashstone. Again, it should take you 60 seconds. Now, since this is probably your first farm in Borderlands 4, I'll catch you up to speed on how things work now, because some things have changed. Here's the deal. Every time you complete a mission with a boss or kill a mini-boss out in the world, you unlock the option to re-kill them using Moxxi's big Encore. Now, that is a new mechanic. You simply just pay a little cash at the little Encore cutout of Moxxi, walk into the arena, and fight the boss again. No save quitting, no load screens, no running across the map. Literally just hit X or whatever button it is on whatever system you are on, and then just go into the arena and kill him again. Just spend a little bit of cash, and that is it. You simply just have to walk less than 30 seconds to the cutout, and then walk right back into the arena. And don't worry about cash, you'll make it back fast by selling all of the junk from each run. Honestly, you'll end up with more money than what you started with. But for this farm, you'll be taking on the boss of the Splashstone. That's really it. Let me tell you, this guy, it's hands down the easiest boss in the game. Most of the time, you could literally just jump over his main attacks. Personally, I've been melting him with the Torgue shotgun stickies or a Jacob shotgun, since both are pretty much the meta in Borderlands 4 as of right now. Either way, he goes down in under a minute. Then simply all you have to do is jump out of the arena, walk up to the cutout, pay the little bit of cash for the cutout. I think I'm paying somewhere around $5,000 in the footage or something like that, and then run back into the arena. He will instantly respawn. This is by far the fastest way to farm really any legendary in the entire game, just because of how fast you're able to get back to the bosses and everything like that. I love this mechanic, and I hope that obviously they carry it on throughout the Borderlands franchise history. So why are we doing this? Why this boss specifically? Well, Splashstone, on top of dropping some solid gear, even in the footage I found a new Jacob shotgun that I replaced my old Jacob shotgun with, that I ended up using from level 9 until level 16, and then I also found a bunch of solid shield upgrades that I also use from level 9 to like 18, 16, around there. But obviously, the real prize here are the two legendaries that he could drop. Now, Obviously, pay attention to all of the other gear that he drops as well, because again, Jacob shotguns are probably the most busted weapons in the entire game, along with one other weapon type that I'm going to talk about in 1 second. But if you could find a really nice one-shot Jacob shotgun, especially if you're playing Amon, I highly suggest you grab it, because you're going to be able to output some serious damage. And Splash Zone, for me at least, dropped a bunch of Jacob shotguns, especially some nice purple ones. But the other broken type of shotgun in the game is going to be a Torgue shotgun. Now, like I said, the real prize here are the legendaries that Splash Zone can drop, and Splash Zone can drop 2 legendaries. One of them is going to be the lead balloon, a Torgue shotgun. Now, this thing is absolutely disgusting early game. Since it's Torgue, as you can see in the footage, it has those nice little sticky shots that just shreds through bosses. It's honestly one of the fastest boss killers you can get early on. If you use this thing on the Oppressor or just any other boss in the entire game, I guarantee you will have a pretty easy time. Just like in Borderlands 3 at launch, these things are completely broken. If you land all crits with this thing and then reload, it does some insane damage, like plus paired with some cryo bonus damage and everything like that. This thing is really good. So that's going to be the main weapon that you'll probably use again from level 9, level 8, level 7, up until level 16, I would say. This thing started to drop off for me, but obviously a weapon isn't it. We also have to talk about the shield. It's going to be the Fire Rex shield. I guess that's how you would pronounce it, but this thing is awesome. While it's not the tankiest shield in the entire world, it's perfect for mobbing. When it breaks, it throws out fireworks that help clear groups of enemies, and it fits perfectly into builds that benefit from being a like a broken shield type of build. So this thing is actually really nice. So you could get 2 legendaries, 1 shotgun, which is a Torgue shotgun, great for killing bosses and great for killing pretty much every other enemy, but it seems a little overkill if you're going to use it on a random psycho. I would much rather save it for mini bosses or just tougher enemies that require a little bit more damage. And then also you could get your first legendary shield, which is a great shield, but again, not the tankiest, really good for offense, not so much on defense. Now, on top of all of that, farming Splash Zone helps smooth out the story's level curve. Gearbox clearly wants players to grind a little bit in between missions, just like the pre-sequel. It's pretty horrendous in my opinion, but doing this farm early means you'll hit those extra levels ahead of time, and you actually won't fall behind in terms of leveling progress and everything. And a bunch of times that I have gone back to the Splash Zone, he has been a higher level and everything, so they do seem to scale here and there. I know obviously once you beat the game and turn on Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, everything scales automatically to your level, but Splash Zone actually does scale here and there, which is super helpful. So you have a lead balloon shotgun, which is arguably one of the best shotguns in the entire game. That's not a Jacobs, obviously. And then you have the Fire Rex shield, which is a really good offensive shield. And then you have all of the XP that'll help you beat the story level curve. And then just one quick tip, like I mentioned, you're going to need some cash. So if you are low on cash while running this, be careful. There's no vending machine near the arena, just an ammo dump. So if your cash starts to run low, fill your backpack, fast travel back to this safe house. Again, it's the first safe house that you capture. Everyone has to have this safe house, sell everything, and then come right back. It's a little bit of a back and forth, but honestly, it's definitely worth it in the early game. Again, you shouldn't really have to spend too much money. I would just suggest you throw the game on hard so you could get the increased drops. He's really not a difficult boss. Just be careful and don't get knocked off of the top of the arena, or else you'll have to climb all the way back up, which is slightly annoying. So if you're running out of money, pick up all the loot and then just fast travel back to the safe house, sell everything, and then come back to the arena, and then just do yourself a favor, switch the game to hard mode to get some better drop rates, and then you'll be thanking me later once you have a brand new legendary shield and a brand new legendary shotgun. Gearbox kind of knew what they were doing with this one, in my opinion. Well, ladies and gents, we've made it to the end of another Borderlands 4 video. I hope you found it useful. If you're struggling with the new, more difficult open world of Borderlands 4, don't worry, do yourself a favor and farm some more reliable gear early on with Splash Zone at the Riptide Grotto, and you'll be golden for a decent chunk of the main story. Honestly, at least a majority of the first half of the game can be just kind of like completely neglected if you do this farm and get the shield and the shotgun. But yeah, If you like this video, drop a like and sub to stay around. I'll be making more Borderlands 4 content soon in the future. And as always, I appreciate you motherfuckers for watching this motherfucking video. Good luck out there in Borderlands 4.